Arsenal have bottled the league.
Again. How many times are you going to bottle the league? It's like year after year at this point.
Spurs fans care more about Arsenal's failure than Spurs' success. Yes, that's true.
We've had teams come to your ground with your own fans wanting to lose. No one cares about Spurs.
No one cares about you.
Arsenal are the most hated team in the Premier League. You walk around in the beginning of the season like you're prime Barcelona, prime Real Madrid, no trophies to back it up.
You think you should be sitting on the top 6 table?
Would you rather Spurs go down and Arsenal bottle the league, or Spurs stay up and Arsenal win the title?
A year in the Championship ain't that bad.
I'm paying his say there. What's he done? What has Javi Simmons done?
Where was Simmons this weekend? Where was he? Where was he at Villa when they needed him?
True. You guys have got problems, right? You've got problems. You could go down.
I think it's going to be a cauldron in there. And I think you guys, I don't think your players are ready for it. I really don't.
Hi, and welcome along to another face-off. It's the North London derby. You got me and Lee Judges in the building, facing off against the faces of We Are Tottenham TV. Of course, Sim and Ben in the building, representing Tottenham. It's the big one this weekend, lads. You know what? This North London derby takes on a lot of significance this weekend because, on the one hand, you guys can put a real dent in our title hopes, especially after what happened with us the other day at Wolves. But then on the other hand, we can also put some serious dent in your Premier League survival. Yeah? Because if you lose that game to us, I was looking at it, you got some difficult games coming up. You got to go away to Fulham. You got to go Anfield, I think.
Yeah.
You got some tough games coming up. You could get drawn down into this thing. I mean, this is, both teams can really put a serious dent in the other team, as well as
we've got the
pride
Serie A
factor.
firefighter now. The manager's gone, Thomas Frank's gone. If Thomas Frank was to stay here, I think, there was a serious chance of us getting relegated. But
a lot of
you know what
Spurs
time it
fans
is
have
now.
said
You know
that,
what time it is. It's bottling season now.
A lot of
is.
Spurs fans have said that, haven't they? But will you be watching the West Ham Bournemouth game? That is because that I think will have a significant effect on the game on Sunday. In my view,
I think I'm more invested in the City Newcastle game. I think.
Well, you should, if I was you, I'd be more invested in that Bournemouth game, right? Because you guys have got problems, right? You've got problems. You could go down.
If the bottling season carries on and it extends to the North London derby, then the West Ham game won't matter because we're going to pick up points this weekend.
No, but then what if you lose? What if you lose this weekend?
We can't lose this weekend. You can't even beat Wolves.
You said that for the last 3 years. You can't lose. You can't lose.
Yeah,
you ain't no better than Wolves.
Yeah, we are.
You didn't beat Wolves.
No, do you know? Honestly, you know this.
We don't have to be better than Wolves.
This is a fact, right? Wolves are the worst team in the league, right? And that is a fact, right?
One of the worst Premier League teams ever.
One of the worst Premier League. Do you know the worst team on current form in the Premier League is? Do you know who that is?
You lot.
Yeah.
That is Tottenham. Now, come on.
Yeah, and that's why we've made a change in the manager.
You're going to stick your chests out wherever you go. When are you going to realise?
You know the other thing, Lee, right? Remember when they played Wolves, right? And they scored a last-minute equaliser.
Waving their shirt.
Right, and Paulinho pulled off his shirt and was waving it around. That's how happy they were.
It's not easy. It's not easy
about Wolves when you've struggled twice against Wolves.
We have. But I'm saying you ain't much better than them. This is the point we're trying to make.
Well, when you're talking about points in the table, we are much better than them.
At this point in time, as Lee's pointing out, they're actually playing better than you are.
In current form.
They've done better because of the manager, isn't it? But
we've made a change in manager. That's the whole point.
Look, here's the reality. The pressure's on you guys.
Yes.
It's not on us. Because, yes...
It is on you as well.
No, it's a bit on us. But even if we lose, our margin for error is a lot bigger than for you.
I understand.
If a draw or a win for us is good result. You have to win. You have to win.
We do.
The pressure's
on
you.
When you talk about bottling, right, and when it's fair enough, like, where's your aspirations for your top 4 that you was getting to?
Yeah, remember we saw him in Hong Kong.
I was giving it large.
That's coming next season. That's coming next season.
He had a few beers, but it's a top 4 guarantee. Where's the bottling?
That was after they beat us in that friendly. Yeah.
Where's your European trophy? What happened? Where's that?
That European trophy that you
both still in the Champions League. Still both got a good chance of
You can't sniff your nose up at the Europa League with the amount that Arsenal have been winning the last 5 years. Come on.
And where are you doing in it this year? Are you defending
Champions League. We finished
defending
fourth.
it? Are you defending? Why are you not defending it? If it's that fantastic, why are you not defending it?
You can't even win it. You've never won it once.
We weren't in it to win it. You've got to be in it to win it.
And when you win it, you get knocked out to Olympiacos and these kind of teams.
If it's that great and glorious, take away your Champions League. It's status. No, we want to defend it, but you
To be
don't.
honest, I prefer to be in it this year.
How far are you above the drop zone?
5 points.
5 points,
a
yeah.
lot.
Hold on, our thing's 5 points. So, right,
City have a game in hand, though.
City do have a game in hand, right? But there's a lot of games left. You could quickly get drawn into a fight. And when I look around, right, I look around at some of the other teams there, right? So I look at, like, say, Nottingham Forest. There's a lot of fighters in that
They've got a
team.
new manager.
New manager, Vita Pereira, who got Wolves out of
Got better players, yeah.
relegation trouble. They've got players like Elliot Anderson, real fighter. They've got guys like Murillo, you know what I mean?
Gibbs White.
Gibbs White,
They've got better players as
I
well.
look at West Ham, they got a lot of fighting at you. Bowen, Souček. Who are the fighters in your team? Gallagher, maybe? Who else?
If Romero can get back on the pitch, he's
No,
one
I'm
of
not on
them.
about that type of fighting.
What
Yeah,
kind of-
he's a fighter, but I'm
Romero
not-
scores goals though. Romero
No,
can
but is he
fire
a
us out
guy
of
to
it.
dig you out of something?
How
Or
many
is he
He's
a
done
guy
it
who
many
gets
times
you
this
sent off?
season. He's
We've
done it
got
many
fighters.
times this season.
Anyway.
Romero.
Yeah, I think he's been harshly treated. I do. I look at.
What for?
For that sending off, I look at.
Nah,
You're telling me the
stupid.
Foden
But there
one's
was
not
one
worse
on
than
Arsenal.
that.
Yeah,
He's
Foden should have been sent off as
But there
well.
was a Robbie one as well against.
He should have been sent off as well.
So what I'm saying is, why is it? Why I think out of all of those tackles we just mentioned, like, at least Romero gets the ball or attempts to go to the ball. Whether you think it's right or whether it's wrong, I see no attempt from Foden to get the ball whatsoever. And is it because of his name that he's got
Probably,
sent off it?
but the thing is, Oli, what I'd say is...
Which is wrong if
what
it
I-
is.
No, but what I'd say is all of them are sending off. So it's not like his one was incorrect. It's the others are incorrect. But all of them are sending
Yeah, so
off.
why
And I just
pick on that one then?
But I just think with him, he doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
His reputation.
And his reputation
His
does go
reputation
before.
precedes him. Now, referees do look at those things.
You can't be managing a game, a referee on reputation.
No, I agree.
It's gotta be-
But remember, these
totally
games have got
agree.
different refs. So.
There's no consistency
The
throughout the league.
worst
I
one
agree
out
with
of
that.
that was
I agree with
Foden's, by the way. You know, what was it? You had a player, Simmons, got sent off for an accidental one ago. Now, you
Against
look at that
Liverpool.
one. If you was to put them in a thing, you've come out off a space and you go, which one's a booking and which one's a sending off? You're going to turn around and go, Foden every day of the week.
Oh,
but it
yeah.
weren't.
I'll say the Tottenham one.
I like to be fair. I like to be
Yeah,
fair.
But look, in terms of going back to Spurs and being in a relegation battle, Spurs fans are under no illusion. We know where we are. We know how
Yeah,
poorly
but you're not,
run we are.
you're not in a relegation battle.
We absolutely are in a relegation battle, and I
They
think
are.
all Tottenham fans can agree with
They
that.
are.
And I've been saying this for a number of weeks, and the club have been hanging on to Thomas Frank, hoping it works, hoping he turns it around. And we've left it too late. We've sacked him months too late, in my opinion, but especially a few weeks. And it goes to the higher ups in the hierarchy how they're running this club. We've got the double agent Vinay as CEO. He's working in Arsenal's favour. I'm telling you, he needs to absolutely. We need to get rid
So
of
who
him.
made the decision to? Because I'm going to be really honest. I don't know. I've never heard of this Tudor.
Oh,
I don't know
Eagle,
if you
yeah.
read
Yeah,
that,
he
but-
was Tudor,
Juventus
he was at
manager last
Juventus.
year.
He's managed.
The thing is with Tudor, he
He's done
always
a lot of
comes in.
firefighting, hasn't he?
He gets an initial bounce, and that's all we need. We need
So
3
it's the
wins
Sam
from now to the
Allardyce
end
of
of the season.
Italian
I think
football.
that's safe.
Is that fair to say?
Sorry?
It's the Sam Allardyce of Italian football.
I think he's a bit better than that because he's been in Europe and stuff. He's been one of those managers. Yes, he's been a firefighter, but he also comes in when a team is struggling to get in the
Right,
Champions
got it.
League and he gets them there. He did it with Juve, with Lazio as well. So he's done
So
that
he's
kind
got
of
a bit
high
of.
level
He's
job.
got a bit of. Are you happy
Yeah.
with that appointment?
Look, I think when you're looking at the options available, you
Yeah,
have
so that's
like
what I'm
a
saying.
Ryan Mason or someone like that. You know what I mean? I prefer
It's-
Tudor.
It's a prelude to Pochettino. I think we all know it. Pochettino's coming back in the summer. I think that is pretty much nailed on. In fact, Tottenham, just before recording, have announced we just appointed his assistant that was at Chelsea as Tottenham's new assistant now. So I think this is all pointing in the direction that Poch is going to come back in the summer. So as long as Tudor can just keep us in the division long enough until Poch comes back, then I think all of a sudden we can start looking ahead to the future.
All right, well, listen, we've got the face-off. Let's get the questions up. First question in our North London derby face-off is Arsenal have bottled the league.
Again. How many times are you going to bottle the league? It's like year after year at this point.
How do you know we've bottled the league? The league ain't over yet.
You were 9 points clear like a week
We
ago.
weren't 9
what?
points clear. We
Yeah,
weren't
you were.
9 points clear. We've never been 9 points
What are
clear.
you
See,
talking
this is the
about?
thing.
You
that
were
guys
9
when
points. You were 8
it was
points
7
clear.
points clear. 7.
There was
We
a
weren't 9
point in
points
time
clear.
were you 9 points clear?
We were 7 points clear.
Well, 9 points clear of
So
City or something.
when City were losing at the time, so it meant that we was. So we was.
You've had
like,
opportunities
we
to
was
be
9
like
points clear, but they had a
15
game
points
in
clear
hand.
this
Like, it
season.
was 9 points clear, but they had a game in hand.
So it was 9 points.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, they won that game then. So it was.
It was like the day before at Anfield, and then they won the game at Anfield.
Yeah.
The thing is, you cannot say we've bottled the league. The league ain't over yet. We've had a serious setback in
We've
dropping
seen this
points.
story before, though, Rob, haven't we?
We have seen this story before, but we don't know how this story is going to end. So you can't say we've bottled the league.
Do you think we're going to win the league?
Huh?
Do you think we're going to win the league? No,
I think we're going to. I do.
Hand on heart, you don't really think you're not.
Hand on heart.
At this point,
hand
you
on
don't
heart,
believe you're going to win
hand
the league.
on heart, I think we're going to win the league. I think this is a different team this year, right? Listen, if we don't beat you guys, then you come back and ask me. I'll probably say no, right? But I do think we're going to beat you. I do think we're going to beat you guys on the weekend.
You might
right?
think you're going to beat us. You couldn't beat Wolves on midweek.
I know, we didn't beat.
You were 2-0 up.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, City, you probably think are going to win the league. They were 2-0 up against you guys, and they threw that away. It does happen sometimes. It's going to be for these players to show us, was it a blip, or are we bottling it? I don't personally think we're going to bottle it.
I think Wolves game, in my opinion, was a big...
It's a big setback.
And a big worry.
But it wasn't a one-off. You've had the Nottingham Forest game, the Brentford games in recent weeks where...
Brentford are a good side. They're
I
way better than
understand
you.
that, but you've had a chance to extend your lead. You've had a chance to be well clear. Let's be honest. If you were as good as what you say you are, you should be doing what Liverpool did last season and walk away with it.
Not every season.
Some of the City sides.
Not every season.
I do agree with that.
Not every season's the same though. You can't look at that season and say we should be doing exactly what they do. I mean, there's
You should
different.
be. You don't have you've got the squad.
Hold on, there's different ways to win a title, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not listen, I would love to do it in that fashion. I do think we should, maybe not the Brentford game, but Forest, we should be doing better against a team like that. But to say we've bottled the league ain't over yet. There's still games to be played, right? This team has still been doing well this season. We're still in 4 competitions. We haven't bottled anything yet.
Every time you have a real chance to just extend the lead and go well clear, you always stumble. That Sunderland game,
No, not every time.
Most times.
Not every time.
I'm telling you, this season...
Sunderland? What do you want about
the Sunderland game, if I remember, you would have won that. You would have been quite a few points clear.
Sunderland are a good side. They've lost one game all season.
It's now a pattern.
Yeah, but you were winning going into the last minute of the game, weren't you?
It's a pattern this season.
Listen, when you're talking about teams bottling, you go to Anfield and play. So the one time that I'm upset with the way that Arsenal played was on Wednesday. So when they bottled the league again, didn't bottle it last season. Wasn't involved in it last season.
Correct.
So I don't see where that comes from.
We didn't bottle it the season before. We didn't bottle it the season before that either, because that season Man City just went on an unbelievable run. We lost one game in that run.
You bottled it as much as Spurs did.
We lost one game in the running. The only one you could possibly say we bottled was that first one we've gone for.
Not possibly.
And that season, let's be real, we weren't ready for it. We started off that season saying we got a chance of getting in the top 4. Found ourselves at the top, going really, really well, and then we kind of crumbled under the pressure.
And also,
whether you're ready or not,
you will know this, guys, because it's happened to you as well. When you are, because you have gone for the title on one occasion over the last 20 odd years, you have gone for it, right? There are games where you expect to win. Swansea at home, right? White Hart Lane. I remember that game. You know what I mean? I think, they're going to go 4 or 5 points in front at that time. Ended up not winning it. It does happen. I think there is a different pressure.
Happened to City a couple of weeks ago.
There's a different pressure, but it hasn't. Listen, it's not a great look.
It's not a great
Do you not think there's a problem at Arsenal psychologically with the mentality, with the players and the fans and the hurt from the last couple of years? I feel when I watch Arsenal games, if one little thing goes wrong in the game, you see all this negativity from the stands heap onto that stadium. You see nervousness.
See that at your place as well, though.
Yeah, but we're not going for the title. You're going for the title. You're supposed to be this super Arsenal team that spent 400, 500 million.
This weekend, you lot? Are you protesting? I've heard that there's a truce.
405 million on the team.
There's a truce. That they protest at every game, but they're not protesting at this one. Why is it?
You got 2 or 3 players in every position. You got the best squad in the Premier League. You should be running away with this league.
We're the best team.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I think we're the best team. But the mentality, I agree with you, the mentality is questionable.
You've got a clear mentality problem at that football club.
Yeah, but let's see. You can't say we bottled the league yet.
But you can see what's happening.
You don't like
emotion.
You only like chasing. You don't like being ahead. Whenever you're ahead in the league season, you seem to stumble. You seem to get nervous. That season you're talking about, where you didn't bowl it, you won like 18 out of 90 games or something. You were chasing the whole season.
And do you know what?
And the pressure wasn't on you to win.
And you're right, because the moment there was one time in that run that we was in our own hands and our own hands only was Aston Villa.
Exactly.
And we lost. So I do agree that there is and when you go to a team like Wolves and I'm in the stands and you're seeing half the fans have not bothered turning up and you go 2-0, I understand why people will say that.
But it's too early, right, to say, right? Because I also saw this Arsenal team under heavy pressure go to Leeds and put 4 past them, right? And that's what they're capable of doing, right? And that's what, that's why this weekend is such an important weekend. Yeah, we slipped up in that game. Doesn't necessarily mean,
we slipped up against Man United before that game.
Yeah.
That was, we lost to Man United.
Yeah, but Arsenal, that's right. We lost to Man United and we faced Leeds next.
Also before we slipped up to Brentford.
And a lot of people thought that was going to be, the game where we didn't. So let's see what happens this weekend. Arsenal must win either. The title race is over. It wouldn't be over, right? But it would be seriously. If we lost the game and City win the game, then it's all in their hands, and then I think
I think the psychological edge, if you don't win this game, is going to be too great for you to overcome.
I'm not sure, because I've always Spurs is a difficult place to go for obvious reasons for Arsenal. So
not for everyone else.
But listen, listen. You've had teams come to your ground with your own fans wanting to lose. There's not one single Spurs fan that's going into that game, going into this ground on Sunday, that wants you to lose. Not one of your fans. But when you played Man City, there were fans that wanted to lose. So there's a different atmosphere for us going to the Man City, which must be a bit strange. But I believe if we get a point, it's not the end of the world.
Even if Man City win.
Yeah, because it's still. But I think
still in our hands.
But I do think if we lose to a team like Tottenham, that are
losing would be bad.
Be like Dr. Tottenham. If we lost to them,
it wouldn't be in your hands if you drew, because City could have a better goal difference than you.
No, it'd still be in our hands because you can still get
a better goal.
I think it's pretty even.
We've actually got
like 1 or 2 goals
difference.
We've got a better at the moment, but you can go and beat teams 4-5.
If you lose on the weekend, are you still going to think you're going to?
If we lose,
yeah.
If we lose on the weekend, like you said, psychologically, it's a mega blow. Still wouldn't be completely over because there's still so many games to go, but it would be damaging.
If we lose to Spurs on Sunday, I wouldn't look at the Spurs game and say that was the game that cost us, it was the game before.
We'll look at it.
Of course. Don't forget, you know what I mean? I think, how many points are we clear at the moment?
5.
And how many points have Tottenham took off Man City?
4.
5.
Yeah, we've taken 4. 5. 5. Yeah, 5.
So at the end of the day, they've done us a favour, Rob.
He took 4 points. So they drew.
They drew and beat
1-1.
Drew and beat them.
Yeah, 1-1 drew.
So Man City
they dropped 2 points.
So Man City have only got 1 point out of.
Okay.
You can look at it 2 ways, but 5 poinds. So thank you.
Thomas,
I say thank you. You're still very tight, isn't it?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, Spurs could end up, but that 5 points could be.
Now it's time for us to take points off you.
Yes, and that's what you got to try and do.
If you're making mistakes on the weekend, like you have been in recent weeks, like Zubimendi against United, like against Gabriel against Wolves, if you're making those mistakes again on Sunday and you lose, I think the whole thing is going to be.
We have had games before that we've been winning. I think So as I said,
why are these mistakes happening now?
No, but just before that, we won the game in the FA Cup. Won the game before that. Won the game before that against Sunderland. We beat
Chelsea semi-final.
Beat Chelsea in the semi-final. The team are not crap.
Oh, you beat them at home.
So?
But who?
No, nothing.
Right, let's get the next question. Let's get the next question.
Can we have one about Tottenham?
Rival fans dislike Spurs fans more than Arsenal fans.
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. Arsenal are the most hated team.
No one cares about Spurs.
No one cares about you.
Arsenal are the most hated team in the Premier League. They are the most hated team. You saw, after that Wolves game and after that Brentford game, the whole Premier League community came together to celebrate.
I don't know about hated. I don't
Do you know what?
I think mocked.
I've got a theory.
I don't know about hated.
I've got a theory on this. The reason that Arsenal are not disliked is because every team knows that if Arsenal win the league, they can do that. But if Man City win the league, we can't do that. We can't compete with the financial side of it. And I think there's something big in that.
I don't think that's true because usually
Tottenham could be doing what Arsenal are doing.
Yeah.
but you're not. So there's
because we don't spend 500, 600 million or whatever.
And so you turn around and go, well, why? It's a little bit. And I've been there. You know, when like Man City win the league, I'd rather them win it because it shows up our faults. It don't show up our faults.
See, the thing is, right, I was arguing this with a Liverpool fan the other day. I actually wanted Liverpool to win the league.
I did, because
when they were going against City, because I prefer their way of doing things. I prefer their history, stuff like that, right? Whereas that Liverpool fan, he didn't want us to win it, right? I think there's a fear as well. I think it's two things. Number one, we are very loud on social media, right? And number two, it's Arsenal a huge club, and I think there's a fear that if Arsenal do win it, they'll go on and win more. They're going to go on a run and win more. I
don't
really
think so, because when Liverpool, like you said, when Liverpool were going for the title, Liverpool are a bigger club than Arsenal, right? We can all agree on that. When Liverpool were going for the title, everyone wanted Liverpool to win. They were like the people's team. They wanted to overthrow.
Yeah, but Liverpool's kind of always
only because they're playing against Man City. Against Man City.
So why don't people want Arsenal to win over Man City?
Because of the frailties of it all and all that, like, you know. And at the end of the day, I do think like
people love to laugh at Arsenal.
Listen, you telling me you know that Liverpool are a liked fan base? Because I can tell you they're not.
They're not. I agree, but still, the narrative was that people wanted Liverpool to beat Man City.
To be fair, not all. Remember, Liverpool. In all the years they were going for.
We had Mansfield fans wanting Liverpool.
No, there was a lot of people who didn't want Liverpool to win at that. Most people didn't want Liverpool to win because most people are rather City, because we don't really know many City fans, but we know loads of Liverpool fans. It's the same with Arsenal. Everybody knows an Arsenal fan. Everybody's thinking to themselves they're going to get in the air if Arsenal win the title. It's as simple as that. Whereas with you guys, and I'm not being horrible, you're just not as big as us, right? So, you know, it's... for us, right, it's a problem. I remember, like, when we was doing a tour of Kenya last year, and you guys were playing in the final against United, and all the Kenyan sort of African Arsenal fans were like, we would rather Tottenham win. And I'm like, are you crazy? Tottenham? And they're like, yeah, we'd rather them win, because there are hardly any Tottenham fans in Kenya. There's a couple from the Wanyama days, but half of this country are Man United fans, and we'll never hear the end of it. So I think it's the same with Arsenal. Like, there's so many Arsenal fans in the UK, around the world, that if we win a league, we're going to talk about it. We're going to be.
That's the thing. It's the fan base as well.
It's big.
It's big. Not just because it's big though, but because like the most insufferable fan base. I'm not just saying it as a Spurs fan. I'm speaking for Premier League fans. The most insufferable fan base in the Premier League. You walk around in the beginning of the season like you're prime Barcelona, prime Real Madrid. No trophies to back it up. Nothing at all in the last 5 years.
But Tottenham, I'm not talking about Tottenham fans.
I'm not comparing it to Tottenham.
No, but you think you should be sitting on the top 6 table, and the reason you're protesting and everything like that is because you think you should be winning titles. And
but I'm talking about Arsenal fans here.
You've got to have a little bit about you.
What I'm saying is the most you walk around like you're prime Real Madrid, prime Barcelona. You know, going into the season. Maybe not you specifically, but the general fan base. And then it comes to bottling season every year.
Where do you think Tottenham should be?
We should be competitive.
Straight up now, competitive.
Yeah.
Right, that's what you say.
In the top 6, for sure, at the very least.
So if you're top 6, you're always going to be happy with that? You're not?
No.
As long as you're progressing.
But it depends where you are, yeah. It depends where you are.
You want to be better than what you are,
Who are you bigger than? So if you take out us, Liverpool, Man United, are you bigger than City?
Chelsea.
Are you bigger than Chelsea? Are you bigger than Villa?
We're bigger than Villa.
Newcastle?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bigger global fan base, more revenue and more trophies.
Well, you think you're bigger than Newcastle?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
A bigger club than
Aston Villa.
I'm not arguing with it. I'm just asking.
Newcastle are big in Newcastle.
There's a reason why
Aston Villa are
in the big 6.
Not as big as Tottenham. Not globally.
Newcastle, you never see a game where Newcastle playing, you see an empty seat, do you?
Well, you did under, what's his name, the old
Mike
Ashley days.
I think Aston Villa are a massive club.
We're probably, to be fair, in terms of this game,
they were in the Championship a few years ago.
We're probably more disliked in London, to be fair, than Arsenal, because we're number 1 for Chelsea, West Ham and you guys.
Yeah, well, why is that? If Arsenal are the most hated team, right?
But you're
why do West Ham
League.
hate you more? Why do Chelsea hate you more? Why is that?
Chelsea and Arsenal have that special relationship, don't they?
Arsenal and Spurs, we don't class West Ham as a big game or whatever. Do you know what I mean? As Arsenal Spurs, that's the one for us. But why are these other teams hating you more than us?
They don't have any proper local rivals, do they? Fulham, Chelsea, there's nothing really in that.
So why jump on you then? Why jump? If we're the most hated, why are they jumping on you?
Because we think we should be with West Ham. They think they're on a level playing with us, and they think.
So you're now strolling around thinking you're the bee's knees before.
We are better than West Ham.
So you're doing you're saying exactly what you're doing at West Ham and Chelsea. We're doing to the rest of the league.
No, I'm talking about from West Ham perspective why they hate us. Because
why Chelsea then?
Chelsea, because Fulham are no rival. So, and also they got some love affair with you guys.
There's a history. Yeah, there's a history there.
Whenever you play Chelsea, both sets of fans singing together, we all hate Tottenham. That's what they do. How many transfers?
That's not a love affair. We ain't got a love affair with Chelsea.
We help each other out every season.
How many deals you do between Chelsea?
We just share a common interest that we don't like you lot.
How many transfers you do with Chelsea?
It says there, rival fans dislike Spurs. I'm asking the question, why do West Ham, Chelsea,
depends what you consider as rival fans. It depends what you consider as rival fans. If you're just talking about the London clubs, the Chelseas, West Hams, then yeah, I'd agree. But if you're talking about the general Premier League...
Why don't they like you? Why don't they like you?
It's a good question. I don't know.
All right, let's get to the next question. Let's get to the next one. Pressure is too much for this Arsenal team.
I'll let you guys answer this.
Pressure is getting to us at the moment.
I'm going to agree with that. I'll tell you why I agree with that. So I'll tell you why I agree with it. Because when we played
we lost that one. We lost that one.
Even choked at the question.
Give it to us.
Because when we played in cup competitions this season, and like Chelsea in the semi-final, blew them away at Stamford Bridge. Blew them away. In the league, there's something not quite right. So I think I can't argue that. Ryan, that's a stupid question, by the way.
Let's get the next question. Spurs fans care more about Arsenal's failure than Spurs' success. Yes, that's true.
No, that's not true.
It's true. Look at you. I told you, you're on facing potential relegation from the Premier League, and you're more concerned. You had your fans the other day saying you'd rather lose that game against City when all the trouble that you're in, and the fact that there's still half of the season left.
That. He wasn't saying
loads
that.
of your fans are saying it. Loads of you.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Even this weekend, your philosophy, a lot of the mindset of your fans is you just want to stop us rather than saying to yourself,
double-edged sword this weekend.
Yeah, I'll get
that. It's a double-edged sword this weekend.
Win-win.
You need to win.
Do you know?
We need to win.
Should I tell you well? I know why you're lying. You know why? Right? Because when Arsenal when Arsenal were not going too well, and Tottenham were changing for the title and things like that, and you lost to Chelsea. Oh, sorry, you didn't lose to Chelsea. You drew 2-2 to Chelsea. I got as much satisfaction out of you than when Arsenal won the following game or the week before. When it didn't really matter. You know what I mean? It was a top four thing. The same over playing.
You got satisfaction.
Oh, I loved it. So
you care more about, I don't understand what the argument is.
The argument was that as an Arsenal fan, you not winning that game, I got more enjoyment out of you not beating Chelsea than Arsenal beating Sunderland the day before.
Yeah, but they were going to...
So you're saying you agree?
Arsenal.
No, but there's a difference. There's a difference there.
Spurs' failure than Arsenal's success.
When you're going for titles, I can. When you're not going for it.
You're saying we're lying because you feel the same.
No,
I did feel the same.
I'll tell you this, right?
Tell me you're not lying. Do you get as much satisfaction out of Arsenal losing at this moment in time?
I get a lot of satisfaction.
Let me just say, but Lee, let me just say, right? I'll be honest with you, right? Me personally, when we're going for titles over the last few seasons, I get a satisfaction out of Tottenham losing, but there is no time that we be playing Tottenham and I want us to lose, right? Or
we've been lucky. We've been lucky. That's never happened,
right? Or we're playing other games and I'm like, I hope we lose, so it stops Tottenham. No, I want Arsenal to win every game. I see your fans time after time.
You know what, Robbie?
The one that blew my mind was this season, right? Because listen, it's facts. We want you to lose. You want us to lose, and it's rivalry, and that's cool. But this season, when you played City, you're in trouble. You're in serious trouble. And it ain't like I get it a couple of seasons ago when it's the last couple of games and you can stop. That one I got right. But the one the other day, I'm like, you've got loads of games there. If you've got to get yourself out of trouble,
you would have known that the Spurs fans were backing the team. The Spurs fans.
No, you weren't, man. I watched that game on TV. Even the commentators saying, "Oh, it's a weird atmosphere."
Well, you should have seen second half. We were getting bad 2-0 second half when we put it on them and we got those 2 goals back. The stadium went crazy.
Only when you got the goal back and that. But
because we were playing.
The game started. Remember the commentators going, "This guys, I've never witnessed an atmosphere like this. It's so strange. It's almost like they don't care." Like Gary Neville saying, "It's almost like they don't."
Robbie, back in 2019, Spurs were in the Champions League final, Arsenal were in the Europa League final. I remember the content on your channel clearly.
What we were saying, would you rather win?
Exactly.
But not everybody.
You
A lot of fans,
and a few other fans.
A lot of Arsenal fans. A lot of Arsenal fans. Hold on.
You said it.
A lot of Arsenal fans will say, "Nah, let's just win our game and whatever."
What did you say?
Right, and a lot of people said,
he's a majority on your video.
By the way, right, you're talking about bottle. What about that?
Wait,
I've never wanted Arsenal to lose. But I'll tell you what, if God would have come down to me and said, which is a hypothetical question, right, and said, look, Arsenal lose this Europa League final, but Spurs lose the Champions League, I would have took that.
But you know what? That one's different.
You agree?
That's different. That's different.
That's different.
You know what's different? It's not
a
slap bang in like with about 15 games to go. You're in trouble. You're losing game after game after game, and you'd rather City win.
You would rather give up a trophy to stop Tottenham winning a trophy. That was your mentality.
It would have been a smaller trophy. It would have won the Europa League. You'd have won the Champions League. Come on, you lot would have been the same. Because if someone says to you, right, all right, if someone says to you, oh, let me give you a question. Survive this season, right, but Arsenal win the league, or you go down and we don't win the league. What will you take?
A year in the Championship ain't that bad.
I'll change it.
No, I'm joking. Of course I want to
stay up, right? You can stay up if Arsenal win the league and the Champions League, or you get relegated. What would you do?
I think I'd have to say stay up just because it would be so catastrophic if we were to go down. No, it was a bit facetious, but I think if we were to go down financially for us, that could be a big hit for the future already. And we're hearing about sponsors pulling out of Tottenham because of how bad we are. So if we were to go down, all the financial stuff we've built over all these years could come. It's like a house of cards.
Survival trumps over everything.
Yeah, we need to survive. We need to survive.
I need to say this.
What's that? Beyonce would still turn up.
We've been very, very fortunate as Arsenal fans over the years, right? And I'll tell you why in 2 things. All the times that I've supported Arsenal, right, I've never ever wanted Arsenal to lose a game of football again. So like, we've never been in that position. Never ever been in that position. But you've been in it on a few occasions. Even with Man United, if you'd have beaten Man United that day, we'd have won the league. And I think. Is it Sol Campbell?
99.
Ferdinand,
scored. Let it go 1-0 up. I know that there were Spurs fans in that game that go, oh my God, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We've never ever been in that position, fortunately.
No. All right, let's get the next question. The atmosphere is better at Spurs than it is at the Emirates. Than the Emirates for a North London.
Are we doing White Hart Lane or are we doing?
Yeah, I think,
Spurs,
to be honest, I've been going to both. Right, I'd say it's about even, to be honest. I think the atmosphere at your place.
I'm going to be on it.
The atmosphere at their place. The atmosphere at your place is great. The atmosphere at our place for the North. I thought the atmosphere at the last North London derby is unbelievable. Right, I think it's about at the old place. I thought that atmosphere that was incredible.
Nothing better.
At the White Hart Lane, that was incredible. When you got in there, as soon as you got in there, it was hostile. I think at the new place, I still think the atmosphere is good for the North London derby, but I'd say it's even. That would be my honest opinion.
I think.
But the old place, it was definitely better than the Emirates.
I think at the stadium, when I first went into that stadium, I thought, wow, Tottenham Stadium. But if I've been really honest, I've been disappointed with the atmosphere.
I think
every time that I've been in it,
not even the start of the game though. They're on it.
To what it compared to.
No, don't compare White Hart Lane.
I think it loses a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. You go to Aston Villa or you go to Sunderland, the atmosphere is big. I think, and I'm not having a go when I say this at Spurs because it's a wonderful stadium. I've just been slightly underwhelmed
I agree. I think the last couple of North London derbies at us has been poor atmosphere, really poor. I think the last
year was all right though. At the start, obviously we got off to a good start.
But I think the last time it's been a proper cauldron was when we beat you 3-0. You know, Gary Neville said those famous words like, we Spurs fans brutalise the Arsenal players for 90 minutes.
I didn't even think that was. I didn't even think that was
a brilliant atmosphere.
I didn't. Every time I've been there, I don't feel like, you know, you've got this great big wall and it's supposed to have this great big sound.
That day it was good.
And I've never, maybe because where we're standing and whatever, but
it's a great stadium.
I remember staying up at White Hart Lane when Harry Kane flicked off his goggles.
Yeah. The stadium was shaking that day.
It was shaking.
Yeah.
I've not experienced that. And it's 10 times bigger or 2
and
times
also
bigger.
the last North London derby at White Hart Lane, that was
when you won Petr Cech made. So I'm talking spine-chilling atmospheres.
Yeah, I never went to Highbury, so I can't tell you about Highbury.
I don't think I think there was always a better atmosphere at White Hart Lane than even at Highbury. I think
most Spurs fans would agree, to be honest. I think the atmosphere I think it's hard to get it going in the new stadium because all the fans are much more spread out. The South Stand, they've got a lot of like corporate seats right in the middle of it. It's not the wall of sound that we hoped, unfortunately. And I think to be honest, it's a Premier League problem. It's not just a Tottenham problem where the higher the ticket price and the different demographic of fans that are going to the stadium, and it's leading to not as good atmospheres, unfortunately.
All right, let's get the next one. Not one player from Spurs will get into Arsenal's best 11.
Ooh, God. Is that all time or just the current 11? Current 11.
Current, right? Current?
Current. Dom Solanke. I think he just about gets in. I'll take him. I'll take Dom Solanke over Gyökeres.
Not over Havertz.
I'll take him over Havertz.
Havertz doesn't even play up front, does he?
Well, I don't know. He's not played this year, has he?
Solanke.
When he has played, he's been in like the 10, hasn't he?
He's only played twice.
Yeah.
10. I think.
Possibly.
Yeah,
this season
probably.
definitely.
Like if Havertz was fit and playing like he was a couple of years ago, no chance. But
I think Solanke offers as much or more than Havertz, to be honest, when he's in up front. In terms of, Havertz, we know he offers is a hold-up play, bring his other players into play. That's what he's great for. And I think Solanke offers that and more.
Not think Javi gets in your team?
Javi?
In place
maybe.
of
Head of Odegaard?
Odegaard?
Simmons?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, why not?
Odegaard's been putting out stinker after stinker for years.
I haven't really been. Come on.
Play Eze then. Eze scored a hat-trick against you last
night. Yeah, but that's the only game he's played this season.
A hat-trick against...
It's the only game he's played.
He ain't been that great. Come on, Simmons has not been...
Simmons, what's he done?
You've got to say,
what's he done?
Eze has been poor for you lot.
He hasn't lit it up.
Done more than Simmons.
Done more than Simmons.
Sorry, what is Simmons done?
Javi has been getting better and better every week.
Better and doing what?
We trust
What's he done?
He's a good player.
Get sent off.
No, I'm not having that. I've had Spurs fans going, no, he ain't all that.
You'll see on Sunday.
Yeah,
You'll see on Sunday.
I watched him against Newcastle.
I think the best game he had was the second half against...
You can't have that. You've won 2 in 17 games and all of a sudden he's... No,
but Eze's done nothing.
He hasn't done anything.
Eze won the North London derby. Eze won us a game against Crystal Palace. It was Eze's assist that got us to equalise against Man City.
Play Saka in the 10 than play Eze.
I'm not saying that he's lived up to what he's supposed to, because he hasn't. But he's had way more of an impact than Xavi Simmons.
No,
he hasn't done nothing, Xavi.
We'll play Saka.
Hold on, no. I'm playing Eze there. What's he done? What has Xavi Simmons done?
He beat Brentford, beat Dortmund.
Beat who?
Brentford. Brentford.
That's
what's in the Premier League we're talking? What's he done in the
Premier League?
What did he do? What did he do?
He won the game for us. He won the game.
He scored in that game?
I guarantee you, Javi Simmons got more man of the match awards than Eze.
Eze got a hat-trick against you guys on his debut North London game.
Javi has more.
I know you don't like him because you wanted him.
Javi has more man of the match awards than Eze.
No, Eze's won more games than Javi. Javi Simmons, I don't know what he's done.
He ain't getting nowhere near Arsenal's team, Rob.
You haven't seen him, man.
He wouldn't get in any of the top 4 teams.
He's a decent player, but he's not...
Does he get in Man City's team? No, he don't get in any team.
He's been better than Eze and Odegaard this season.
Not been better than Eze.
He has.
Eze got a hat-trick in the North... As I said, Eze has not done enough. But he got a hat-trick in the North London derby. He scored the winning goal in a 1-0 win over Palace. And when we played against Man City, it was his assist that got us back into the game. We drew that game. Those are 3 big...
And he done well against Mansfield.
Mansfield?
No, who was he played a week? He played very
Wigan, but I'm not even counting that, right?
Well, how did Simmons get on this weekend? Where was Simmons this weekend? Where was he? Where was he at Villa when they needed him?
True. He actually was good in that game. He was good in that game.
There you go.
There you go.
No chance.
Eze's probably been hooked.
I'll give him Solanke. I'll give him Solanke.
Show me his man of the match awards, Eze. He's got one against Arsenal, against us, and that's it.
And one against Palace.
Okay.
Right, so...
Xavi's got about 4 in the Champions League alone.
Listen, if you're talking about a player that's come in and made an impact, he ain't done enough, but he's had more of an impact. I've just named you 3 games that if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have beaten Palace, we wouldn't have beaten Tottenham, and that assist.
Come on, you would have beaten us. It doesn't matter if his hat.
Well, listen, he still called out. Simmons ain't done that. Real.
The only time I'll get Simmons is go to the Bakers. I'm not having him, like, you know what I mean?
Xavi Simmons has basically been our best player for the last 4 years.
That doesn't mean to say he wants in the Arsenal side.
That don't say a lot.
But he does because Eze and Odegaard have been crap.
We'll have Saka in, like.
He's been hooked up.
Saka's been crap as well.
I love that hat-trick, man. The form goes out of the window in the North London derby.
I actually disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that. It's always the old cliche, you know, form goes out the window at the derby.
That's a bit.
I feel like
it hasn't over the last few years.
I feel like the better team usually wins it.
Yeah.
I agree. And at the end of the day, form goes out. Well, we ain't got no form at the moment.
When was the last time
teams ain't got no form.
When was the last time the underdog won it?
Things about it, right, is that
probably when they beat us at the Emirates when we had Poch.
You know those times when Tottenham were probably the better team. They never come down there and beat us. When you know their saviour, their glory man, Pochettino won nothing. By the way, they all want back. The Chelsea manager, they all want back.
What difference is there from Pochettino to Arteta? Please tell me. What's the difference between Pochettino and Arteta?
Arteta has never managed
600 million, 700 million?
Arteta won a trophy as well.
Yeah, he won a trophy with Emirates.
Yes, and he's never managed Chelsea.
Yeah.
And he's never managed...
He was assistant to Pep, who's now
he won a manager.
Titles.
Right, your guy never won a trophy.
Arteta won more trophies against him in title races than he won title races for you.
How can you want him back? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's crazy. He ain't even doing well at US.
Chelsea.
USA want him gone.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Listen, they're lucky that... they're already at the World Cup. Because he ain't done well. Has he done well at USA?
The last 2 international breaks, he's won all his games.
Has he done well at the USA? You know,
the World Cup hasn't happened.
I know that, but so far, there's been rumblings about
Why is he managing Argentina? If he's that great, why is he managing USA? Why has he gone?
It's an opportunity to manage a World Cup. Who
shouldn't go back?
The home
shouldn't
nation.
go back,
Why not?
It's not always good.
You're saying the difference between Arteta and Poch is Arteta won a trophy.
So far, yeah.
So is Ange
and he's got us. They both won it. Ange won the trophy.
Ange has done well
because Arteta won a trophy.
And
Ange had you in 17th, right? And you weren't challenging for the title.
I like him for that. He didn't relegation. Well done, Ange.
And listen, our form may be a bit off at the moment, but we haven't been losing games. The only game we lost was to United.
Let's not talk about form. We don't want to talk about form.
I don't agree with it.
Next question. Wolves draw proved Arsenal aren't ready.
Agreed.
Only time will tell. Because as I said to you guys before, a lot of people were heavily criticising City after they did literally the same thing against you guys. Let's wait and see.
Let's put it this way. Prime Man City are never dropping those points.
Yeah, but they're not Prime Man City.
This is Prime Arsenal. This is Arsenal, the best version of Arsenal
Prime Man City that lost at home to Crystal Palace. Prime Man City that lost at home to Brentford.
In second half season, going with every game pretty much.
So listen, teams you've been in football long enough.
Yeah.
There is always one of those results, or maybe even two, home or away. So they do happen.
There's a lot more of that for Arsenal this season.
We'll have to wait and see, innit?
That result on Wednesday is inexcusable.
The question is, if you're not ready now, when will you be ready? Because you're looking at Tottenham right now, 2 Tottenham fans who we had our time under Poch and we didn't win anything, and now we are where we are. It all crumbled. That's what happens.
We never crumbled to when you take it. We never crumbled.
We did. You over not where we are, but you crumbled for 3 years. You were under Arteta early days. Under Arteta, early days.
Finished eighth.
Yeah, but I'm saying early days, you were in similar form to what we are now. You're losing game after game.
We finished eighth. We had a worse team than what you guys got now.
Didn't you lose 8 games in a row?
We never finished low as
My point being, okay, maybe you won't be relegation.
And we had the worst team than you got now.
My point being is, if you don't take advantage of this period now and win something big, this isn't going to last forever, and we're proof for that.
That's true.
But you know what? The thing is, right, you are forgetting we are still in 4, as we speak right now, because the season ain't over yet, we're still in 4 competitions. We've got to wait and see.
And also with Arsenal, and I tell you,
we're going to final Carabao Cup coming up.
We're also like, we're ready and what. All of our players at this moment are not in their prime yet. They're in their 24s, 25s. It's not to their 27s.
They're not young though. They're not young,
but they're not in their prime. There's a cycle. You know what I mean?
We were saying the same things.
But I agree. I think
there is not much difference between that Tottenham side and this Arsenal side.
No, this Arsenal side's better.
No, I disagree.
Because, as I said, we're in 4 competitions right now this season. We're in the final of Carabao Cup, right?
Yeah.
So, got a chance of winning that. That could be a trophy.
Spurs done that though.
Yeah, but this is all if, buts and maybes.
Under Pochettino?
No, they went to finals. They got to semi-finals and all that.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's too early to say. I mean, if you come back at the end of the season, we ain't won nothing. We can have this conversation. At the moment, we can't.
But as it stands, with the past 3 years, the way it's all panned out, there's no difference.
Well, let's wait and see.
The only difference is that you spent a hell of a lot of money, and Pochettino.
You keep saying about money. Are you jealous of it or something?
Well, I would like some, yeah.
Go and ask Vin on it. All right, next question. This is the biggest North London derby in years. Ooh, they're all big, man. I think it's big for us because last year was big. They're all big for me, man.
The thing is, though, this year it's got implications on both sides. Sometimes it's only implications on one side or the other.
Yeah.
The last time it's had implications on both sides is probably the top 4 one.
When it got top 4,
Yeah, this is huge. It's huge.
It's probably the first time we're battling for survival going to North London derby, I guess, in a long time.
It's a big game anyway, but I think you're right. It's not. If it was like 2 games from the end of the season or something like that, then you're looking at it different. Like that game was. This one's like the first one was always like, I think Tottenham were 5th when we played them.
Yeah.
And we was
you were 4th.
4th, and so that was probably a bigger game than this one here. But it's mad.
It's mad that.
So
that was in September.
Yeah, and that was a big game, wasn't it? Everybody was like, they could have gone.
Yeah, because if they beat us, they could have gone.
So probably that one was bigger than this one. I think you're right when you say about the timing of where it can be and all that, like.
Do you not think this derby here has got a very 90s vibe to it? Because you're challenging for the title. It's gone back,
it was years when we was when it really you think there's no pressure on us because if they take something they'd be happier from it.
I think what makes it big is that we also for us want to win. Listen, on years gone by, you go to White Hart Lane, you're desperate to win, but if you get a point, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But this one we need a victory.
I always say beat Spurs at home. I'll take a point away.
Don't lose
the away one. But this year, you know what I mean. I think it's probably more important to Arsenal than it is Spurs because of what
I think a point for them is like a morale booster.
Well, points good for Spurs.
We've got to scrap for every point possible.
Exactly. So a point for Spurs is.
But the reality is the pressure's on you guys more.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
But I think every North London derby's big.
Yeah, because a point is a good result for us. A point is a terrible result for you.
It wouldn't be terrible.
It is.
It's not great.
It is. Yeah, they're coming. We should be going there.
We should be going there. We should be going there and winning. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's not great.
In terms of the title race, it is terrible.
Yeah. Loss is terrible.
Do you know what, the one that a couple of years ago, do you remember when we was 3-0 up at half time? That was a big game. We was going for the title.
3-2 it finished.
It finished 3-2. It was a big game for us. And Spurs were a decent side.
We were going for top four,
So that would probably, but they're all big.
So I say it's been a great conversation, right? But now we're going to get into would you rather. Let's go. First question. Would you rather Spurs go down and Arsenal bottom of the league, or Spurs stay up and Arsenal win the title? This is for you guys.
It's got to be Spurs stay up and Arsenal win the title. If we go down, it could have major ramifications, man. I'm not having Spurs go down. No chance.
I'll take a few. Millwall away. I'll see. No. I think if it's only a year. No, I'm joking. Spurs stay up. Yeah, Spurs have to stay up.
The ramifications. Would you think it would be just a year? I know it wasn't the last time.
It would be, I think. Yeah.
You got to pray. You look at Leicester now; they're in the relegation zone in the Championship.
None of the teams that went down last year.
Difficult league to go into, isn't it?
Yeah.
None of the teams that went down last year are currently in the top 3.
I can't believe we're even having this conversation. To be fair.
All right, next question. Right, one for us. Win the Champions League, FA Cup, and Carabao, and Spurs go down, or win the league and Spurs stay in the league.
Cool. So win the league.
What sort of a choice is that?
So win a treble or win a league.
I'll take the Champions League, FA Cup, they go down.
You would miss us if we're gone.
Do you know what? I'll tell you the truth, yeah.
Oh, right. Win the...
The truth of the matter is, right, I'd like the rivalry. If you lot have gone, I'd miss it. But then the ferocity in which you guys want us to not win the title.
If you won
Champions
the league,
League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, that's not right. That's all right. That's a good collection.
I'm taking that.
I'm taking that.
I'm saying that. Personally, I don't care if Spurs stay up or down.
Nor do I. I just want to win something. I don't know. I genuinely, if we win the league, I don't care whether Spurs stay up or go. Well, I wouldn't care if Spurs stayed up, because to me, I do think the rivalry is good.
Listen, do you know what? As much as I love them, that for Spurs to go down, I hear people going, "Oh, there's no North London derby." That wouldn't be a reason for me to say, "Oh, let's keep them in the league." I hate the game. 2 games, I absolutely hate them.
Less stress, isn't it?
Less stress.
Yeah,
less everything. So
you hate it and you love it all at the same time.
Yeah, you do. It's a fun. It's a weird thing. Do I need all this in my life? I don't. So like, them going down a bit, like, So, but at the end of the day, I mean, like, are you going to take? You've got to take more trophies, haven't you?
Yeah.
If it was
Champions League,
if it was Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Spurs stayed up, I'd take that.
This is literally the worst question in the world, man.
Let's get the next question.
Yeah.
Right. Spurs beat Arsenal this weekend, but Arsenal win the Premier League. Or Arsenal smash Spurs 8-0, but finish second by 1 point.
I'll take an 8-0.
Smash 8-0.
I'll take an 8-0 thrashing.
Smashed
100%. 100%.
Because you're on home turf, can't you?
Tudor will give him a rollicking after that, and he'll
the 8-0 loss will be a catalyst to us.
Exactly.
The thing is, I get why you take the 8-0, because you'd still get your revenge at the end of the season.
Exactly. So, definitely, I'll take it. It'll be painful, but
if Spurs beat Arsenal and they still win the league, if we beat you, it has to be to ruin your league title hopes.
See, look, they care more about us. Right, next question. Wear a Spurs shirt at an Arsenal game, or never be able to mock Spurs again.
Oof.
I don't mock Spurs that much anyway. I have to say, like, if we beat Arsenal, right? Do I ever come back to you guys and say anything when we beat you?
You don't.
I never really mock Spurs.
Yeah, you usually just are looking very kind. I remember that can. They are everything we want to be.
That was a time when you had Mourinho as manager and we're going for it, like. And from the outside in, I looked at the ball. At least you showed like you was looking. Now you're not showing. I think you're right. He was there then when he swapped into the ambition for you totally gone. Yeah. But I've never had a problem. Listen, I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem with. I've never had a problem with Spurs.
My thing with Spurs, right, is it's a rivalry. I don't. Even when we talk about hate, right? Hate is too strong a word sometimes, because I don't.
They hate us more than we hate them.
Yeah, I don't. When I say I don't, some people take it too far. I hate the Spurs. I want them to lose, but probably I would miss them if they weren't in the league, right? I see, you speak to them Newcastle fans, they've not enjoyed the fact that Sunderland been away so long. They missed that rivalry. They, even though they lost that game. So to me, I don't hate Spurs in the true meaning of hate.
It's like you love to hate. I love to hate.
Yeah, but then I don't like you guys doing well, because
I think
the feelings change, though, don't they? End of it, would you? So
the feelings change, because I remember when we were on top of you under Pochettino and you were below us, like, my feelings on Arsenal changed a little bit. Like, maybe I looked at Chelsea. Maybe I looked at Chelsea a bit more, and now obviously we're a lot lower than you. Do you not think it goes up and down?
Yeah,
depending on how good the team is.
I'll be really honest, and I don't look at Spurs. You know, when Spurs are playing, I don't even look for their result. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm serious. But like, when we're under the Pochettino, you go and look at it and all that. So I hate Man City at this moment in time more than I do Tottenham. I don't, because the one thing I'll say about for me, Tottenham are a proper football club.
Yeah,
I look at them and they're everything that
we want to be.
Everything now which despises me about Premier League football, the way that modern day football, they are the epitome of what it is, and it's not great. But Tottenham are a proper Tottenham are a proper football club. Liverpool are a proper football club. Manchester United, with you like, are a proper football club. Aston Villa and blah blah blah, but they are not, and I hate it for every reason. But it's a weird thing when Man City were playing Tottenham at the beginning of the season, I wanted City to win. Explain that. It's a mental world we live in.
Yeah, back then I think I probably would have looked at Chelsea, as more.
Probably hated that.
Yeah, I hate Chelsea.
The battle at the bridge. There's never been a game like that with Arsenal for a very long while. But do you remember that game like that? Was probably one of the best.
Because all their players.
But 8 players should have been sent off, fighting and everything.
All of their players.
That's what football's all about. Those kind of games. You know what I mean?
All right. Predictions for the North London derby. Let's start with you guys. You're at home.
I'm going to go 2-2. I think. I think it's going to be a heated affair. I think the fans are going to be on you lot from minute one. I think it's going to be a cauldron. I think it's going to be a bit of a different atmosphere than we've seen over the last couple of years.
It's not going to be hostile like it's been.
No, I think it's going to be.
People say it's been hostile at Tottenham. But this game you're going to.
No, I think.
Oh, you mean toxic?
All that is going to be put to one side. Thomas Frank's gone now. We've got a new manager. It's time to get behind him. It's time to get behind the team. I think there's a common goal in staying in the league. We've got to stay in this league, and we've got to dent your title hopes as well. I think it's going to be a cauldron in there. And I think you guys, I don't think your players are ready for it. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go 2-2. I think Igor Tudor, first game in charge, he's an absolute unit. If you think Mikel Arteta is going to be stepping out that technical area without Igor Tudor having something to say with it, I think he's got another thing coming. I think Igor Tudor is going to get these players fired up. He's got form for this, and I think there's with Arsenal dropping points against Wolves on Wednesday night, I think it's added an extra incentive for Tottenham to just twist the knife.
Do you think if we'd have beaten Wolves 4-0, you'd be saying that Arsenal?
I think it would have been a
bigger game for us.
No, I think if Arsenal would have won 4-0, you wouldn't see too many chinks in the armoury, you know what I mean? I think now, because you've dropped points in the last 2 games against Brentford and Wolves.
Fair comment.
Where you going?
4-0 Arsenal.
4-0?
You don't actually believe that?
No, I think, I'm with you. I could see, I've said this, I think it could be a draw. But I'm leading with my heart just to say we nick it 2-1. I think we've just got enough.
I'm going 3-1.
3-1?
I think a lot of Spurs fans are really underestimating Arsenal based off of that Wolves game. I think the players are going to be really stung after that game. They know what the task is. They've got to win it. I look at your team. You've got a lot of injuries. You've got a lot of players missing. Yeah, you might get a new manager bounce, but it's still Vicario in goal. How's he going to deal with set pieces? You're missing your best defender in Romero. You know what I mean? You haven't got the threats of players like Kudus and that I was really worried about when you came to the Emirates. Style of play might be different. I do think you'll be more intense. I know that this guy is all about intensity, but I just feel that, Arsenal, this is a big game. There's still big players on that pitch, Declan Rice and guys like that, and they know what the task is. They need to go and put in a performance after what happened at Wolves. I think it might go against you guys, the fact that they put in that horrible performance at Wolves, because I think they know they owe the fans. And I'm going for a 3-1 Arsenal win.
Do you think Spurs will attack us, or do you think they'll sit back?
I think it'll be a bit of a hybrid, I think we might wait for you, but I think so. We're going to be
his style's Tudor's style is like an intense
press.
Because if they do that,
but also using defensive solidity as well.
But I just feel that had you have had your full team, maybe I'll be speaking different, but you've got a lot of injuries. You've got so many key players missing, and we need this so much. And after Wednesday, as I said, those players, they would have seen his interview and some things like that. They would have seen what everyone's been saying. They're going to be stung. It's a big game for Arsenal. It may I think maybe after, jokes aside about going down, and I feel that, this guy will have enough to get you guys out of it. But this game, I'm not sure. I feel we'll win it.
One question I want to ask. You've gone 2-2 with two. If Tom Frank was still in charge, season ticket holder at the Arsenal, what was he?
Silver
member.
The gold member.
Right.
Yeah, he's already got his cup final ticket.
What would your score predictions been? Would you?
I would have said 3-0 Arsenal.
Yeah. Seriously, so that's how much the managerial change is going to be a big factor for you.
I think it's a massive.
That's a change.
He was a disaster. The players weren't playing for him. He was playing awful football. He's actually a lot more average than I thought.
In Hong Kong now.
We haven't managed the game yet.
So it was that bad.
It was.
So
he had to go.
We'd won 2 games in our last 17 or something like that. You know what I mean? He had to go. The football was tragic. The results were tragic. We went into games knowing we were going to lose.
All right. Well, listen, we've come to the end of it today, guys. Thank you very much. Right. And listen, it's the North London derby on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff UK time. Of course, AFTV, you've got a watch along. We'll be speaking to fans after the game as well, and you guys tell them where they can find all your stuff as well.
Yeah, you go. We are Tottenham TV, daily Tottenham content. If you're that way inclined,
you swing that way.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody, and we'll be back next week. Chelsea after this one. Big games coming up.